calling the LaPorte County government. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. This call may be recorded. For county clerks, press 1. For courts, press 2. For victims, for circuit court, press 1. For the self-help center, press 2. For Michiana Adult Advocacy, press 3. For veterans... Hello, this is Rebecca.
Hello, good morning, Rebecca. I am trying to find out how to file a complaint with the judge against the clerk of courts.
That's an interesting question.
Isn't
You don't
it?
get that one every day. Let me think.
Spoiler alert, the clerk's office is not very helpful with this.
I would imagine they would be.
However,
But
it would seem that the circuit court clerk would be under the jurisdiction of the circuit court judge, and the few pieces of information I can find on this matter seems to reference that the circuit court judge would be the responsible party for hearing a complaint against the circuit court clerk. But I can't find anything specifically about the rules of procedure for this. Now, to be clear, I'm not requesting any sort of legal advice. I am requesting legal information, though, which is basically who, what, when, where, how kind of stuff.
Exactly. I think that, and I agree that sending you to the clerk's office is not going to be helpful to you. I think that my best bet is going to be to actually have you leave a message for the chief of staff for the circuit court. There is currently a jury trial going on this week, so chances are high that he is not in his office, but he does return phone calls. Just explain to him that you need those general pieces of information. I think that that's going to be the best bet of who actually knows the information and who will actually give it to you.
So you said there's a jury trial this week?
Yeah, so he's probably not in his office.
Is there anybody else that would be able to answer this? I'm running out of time here to sort of have issues resolved before they complicate matters further for me. I'd like to file this complaint as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And I understand that there's a jury trial happening. That tends to happen in courtrooms, usually nowhere else, except the internet. Anyway, how do I resolve this issue today?
I would think he would get back to you today.
Is there anyone that would be available to speak with me this morning, like now?
I can try the Cornelius, but she may not have all the information.
Because I'm experiencing quite a bit of difficulty with Kathy Kroback's office. They don't accept public records requests. They don't enter court orders on the record on time. A myriad of problems. It seems that there's a corrective action process for everyone else involved in the judicial administration process, such as judges, attorneys, prosecutors. The clerk seems to have a very obscure disciplinary process. According to the clerks, they think it's absolutely ridiculous. So I presume that most of them are operating under the instance that there is no disciplinary process based upon their behavior and their response to me questioning it. They seem to know that there's no disciplinary process that they can be held to, pretty much. Because I can't directly communicate with the judge. That's considered ex parte communication, and everybody else in that office is usually too busy or has something else going on for like the past month that I've been calling. And I understand you're telling me that this individual has a trial and they're surely going to get back to me today, but history would show that that is not likely. However, just the same, I have the right to challenge the actions of the clerk.
You absolutely do, yeah.
And I'd like to know how to do that already without being transferred or waiting on somebody to get back to me or whatever. I'd like an actual specific answer. I'd like to know exactly why it is that an entire courthouse full of staff has has no idea what the disciplinary process is for a clerk of court. I mean, if anybody would know, I would surely think one out of the dozens and dozens of people in that building would, especially since there's like 5 clerk's offices in the county. I would assume
and I'm not disagreeing with you.
with that many employees being trained and funded and stuff like that, this should be a readily available answer, and I don't understand why I'm having so much difficulty tracking it down.
Well, like I said, it's not a question we get every day.
So, trust me, as soon as I find out, it will be. Anyway, how do I speak with somebody today?
I will transfer you to the person who I believe is most likely to be in their office, and she will either direct
voicemail?
you or answer your questions. Like I said, I have no idea if she's in her office or not.
All right, because I'm just going to keep calling until I speak to an actual person and get an actual answer.
Yeah, that's fair.
But, yeah. All right, so, thank you.
Hold on just a second. Yep, good luck.
Thank you.
You have reached Sky Payne, Circuit Court Administrator. Please leave your name, phone number, and a brief message, and I will get back to you as soon as possible.
Good morning, Sky. This is Chris Throgmorton. I'm sort of calling, I'm trying to track down some legal information in regards to whatever applicable procedure would sort of outline the complaint or disciplinary process against the circuit court clerk. I presume that the circuit court judge has jurisdiction over her, and I'd like to know essentially what rules of procedure govern this process so that I could do so. I've already spoke with the Self-Help Center, clerk's offices from here to Indianapolis, the Supreme Court. Nobody really seems to have an answer for this question. I'm hoping that the circuit court will have some sort of process for filing a complaint against the circuit court clerk when her actions sort of, don't represent justice and due process and things of that nature. Anyway, I can be reached at 219-380-8142 if someone can get a hold of me and give me an answer to this question that nobody else seems to have an answer to. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.